traumas are making you ill, okay? When your traumas happen and you do not take the time to heal them, that trauma gets stored in your auras, okay? And when you have trauma stored in your aura, this is what is communicating with the universe and producing the 3D that you see, all right? So if you don't like the 3D that you see, if you don't like the 3D that you see, then that means we need to take a look at your auras and your chakras, okay? So the auras are the first line of defense for the nervous system, right? This is why it's so important that we do the proper healing. The auras are protecting us from EMF exposure. They're protecting us from collective fear and emotional projection, right? So if you look right here, this is someone's aura before they have done the necessary healing. And this is someone after. Okay, so we can see how the aura is affected when when we're not doing the proper healing, right? So this is how some of you guys' aura may look right now. This is what is communicating to the universe, okay? And so when you have an aura that looks like this is where sickness will happen. This is where, disease, mental illness. This is where you loop yourself in trauma cycles. This is where this happens. So it's very important for us to take the time to properly heal our traumas, okay? And so each of our auras, we have tons of auras. They're connected to specific chakras, right? And our auras they all have a particular job, right? So you have a physical body aura, mental body aura, emotional body aura, and so on. And each of these auras have a specific duty, okay? And this is where your specific trauma that you may go through is being held, okay? Is being housed, okay? And so because the auras it's like a record keeper. It's a record keeper of your life, okay? And so it's storing all the information about you, your life, everything that has happened here. It's being stored in that aura. Okay. So when you go through trauma and you never heal it, then that leaves that aura compromised, right? And so then that aura is communicating with the universe. And this is why you may not see the things that you want in your life, right? This is your aura before you do the proper healing, the childhood neglect, the poverty, the issues with your parents, the abuse. Once you start healing, your aura is going to look proper. It's going to look more like this. And you want this because this information, your auras here, your chakras here, is what's communicating to the universe that you are healed, you are ready, you are whole, you are ready for that relationship, you are ready for that financial stability, you are ready for that happiness, right? But see, here, this is someone who's been hurt a lot in their lives. Maybe this is you. Okay. So I'm going to go through each of some example traumas, and you can see if this may be you, and we can start helping you do the proper healing. See, you have to understand why this is necessary. I'm talking about the auras because your auras and your chakras communicate to the universe and then reflect back to you the 3D that you see. So a lot of people want healing. They want a better life. They come to me because they want to transform, whether they're ready to attract a new love or attract that financial stability, or they're here to attract that health. Well, we've got to start in the auras and the chakras, because this is that invisible wall that you guys are feeling, right? See, some of you guys are like, wow, I've been trying to work on my healing for my love. I don't know where my partner is. That partner's just not showing up. Well, you still have traumas in your aura that's communicating to the universe that you're not ready to attract that love. So it's very important, right, for us to take the time to do the proper healing. Okay, so I'm going to go through some examples. As I call out these examples, you can begin to see, hey, wow, I went through this. This may be affecting me now. Wow, I went through this. This is how this is affecting my relationships or my health now. Okay, so we're going to start with the root chakra, which is connected to the etheric template. I'm sorry, etheric body aura, which is closest to the body. Okay, so if you've ever gone through childhood neglect, if you've ever gone through poverty or financial instability, abandonment, had an unsafe home environment, if you ever went through bullying, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up for me, guys, okay? If you ever lost a parent, witnessed violence, if you experience homelessness, okay, chronic fear, lack of your basic needs being met as a child. How many of you guys as a child, your basic needs were not met? You struggled. You went through poverty or childhood neglect. If you went through that as a child and you have not addressed it, your aura is looking a little like this. Okay, your aura is looking a little like this. If you had early childhood illness, unstable caregivers, divorce in early childhood, right? If you had overly strict discipline, these are signs, right, that your aura is not healthy. Okay. And so, what's going to happen if you experience any of those issues that I just said? Okay. If you said yes to any of those, then that means that your root chakra is out of balance. And this is what's going to cause, right, an imbalance in your life. Okay. So, if you experience right now chronic fear, okay, insecurity, lack of trust, difficulty grounding, if you're always in survival mode mindset, if you feel unsupported, if you have anxiety about money, if you feel disconnected from the body, if you have a low sense of belonging, or if you're always in victim mentality, guess what? Your aura is not healthy. Okay? Your root chakra is out of alignment. That's why you are seeing and feeling the lower back pain, having the immune issues, the leg pain, the fatigue, the bone density issues, the blood circulation problems, the adrenal fatigue, the weight instability. How many of you guys are dealing with obesity or anorexia? This is all tied together, guys. It started with your root chakra. The reason why you're having those health issues, the immune issues, the back pain, the leg pain, the colon issues, the releasing issues. Baby, it's because your root chakra here, you went through some childhood neglect, some poverty, some financial instability, some abandonment. You had an unsafe home environment. You were bullied. You lost a parent. You witnessed violence. You were homeless. You experienced your basic needs not being met. You experienced physical abuse. You see? Hey, four-wheeler. So you see, this is what ends up happening. All right. So if we do not take care of our traumas and heal ourselves, it ends up making us physically ill. It ends up causing dis-ease. It ends up causing us to live shorter lives. The CDC and Kaiser Permanente are saying, hey, if you have trauma that you do not resolve as a child, you're cutting 20 years off your lifespan. That's what they're saying. So look at the statistics that are out there. Okay, because they are out there. All right. Okay, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. Can I have everybody hit that thumbs up for me? Okay, make sure you guys are tapping the screen. This is telling YouTube to send this live to others. Okay, I appreciate it and thank you in advance, I should say. All right, so now we're going to move up to the sacral chakra. And if you've experienced any of these things, all right, then your sacral is out of alignment. Your sacral is out of alignment. Okay? So, let's see. If you have experienced being sexually abused, okay, body shamed, if you've dealt with toxic relationships, emotional neglect, divorce of parents, Abandonment by a parent, suppressed emotions, rejection, criticism of creativity, shame around your sexuality, over controlling parents, lack of affection, if you were ignored emotionally, if you dealt with early heartbreak, if you dealt with cultural shame, then guess what? Guess what? Your sacral chakra may be out of alignment. Okay. And this is a problem because your sacral chakra is tied to your emotional body aura. Okay. So this means that emotional body aura, it is storing anything that will affect you on an emotional level. Right. And so if you ever went through the essay, being essayed or body shamed or toxic relationships or anything like that, then that's going to affect your what? Creativity, your sexuality, your sensuality, your pleasure, your healthy emotional flow. All right. And it's also going to manifest like this. Okay. So we're talking about healing your traumas so you're not producing a 3D that you do not want. Your auras and your chakras are communicating to the universe. It's not what you think about. It's not only what you think about or what you affirm. This is why a lot of people affirm that they are abundant, they are rich, but their bank account doesn't change. Your bank account doesn't change because your aura and your chakras are communicating to the universe that you don't feel safe in abundance. That you aren't worthy of abundance. See, that's what all of that is saying. Okay. All right. That's why it's important that we take the time to review our past traumas, take the time to review where we feel stuck right now in our lives, and start implementing change. Okay. A lot of people want transformation. You got to put in some effort. You got to take some time to research yourself. You got to be self-aware, right? You got to get with it, right? You can't just be walking around hoping and wishing things to change for you. That's not the way it's going to work. Okay? That is not the way it's going to work. All right? Okay. So, the sacral chakra, when that aura is out of alignment, these are the physical symptoms that you're going to experience. Okay? You're going to experience shame, guilt. Some of you guys will have a fear of intimacy, suppressed emotions, low creativity, emotional instability, difficulty trusting, over attachment. What else? Lack of passion in your life, pleasure avoidance. If you are experiencing any of those, then you know that sacral chakra is out of alignment, right? And that you don't need to be feeling this. You can change this, right? You can change this. Okay? All right. And so if you deal with reproductive issues, menstrual problems, urinary infections, bladder infections, hip pain, lower abdominal pain, sexual dysfunction, kidney issues, lower back pain, cysts, infertility, any type of addictions, your sacral chakra is out of alignment. I'm going to let you know that you need to do some healing. Okay? We need to work through that healing. Healing is necessary for us to level up in our lives, guys. Okay? So if you want to level up, we've got to be we have to be open to the healing process and the healing that we need in our lives. That's the only way. That's the only way. Okay? That's the only way. All right, so now we're going to move up to the solar plexus chakra. Okay, I'm going through these chakras right here. Okay, each of the chakras are connected to your auras, but I'm showing you here what it looks like when you don't take the time to heal, right? Because this is very important. Okay, this is the information. This is what your body will look like before you do that necessary healing. As you can see here in this article, okay, it causes psychological issues. It can amplify your diabetes, make you sick. Like this stuff, this is real. And they didn't teach us this stuff in school. It is very important for you to know, okay, and understand, all right, your auras and your chakras. Okay, if you see here and read this article, it's talking about type 2 diabetes, PTSD, depression, all of this. Diabetes is among the commonly treated ailments using energy therapies. If you are someone who is sickly, you need to be paying attention to your auras and your chakras, guys. I cannot express this enough. If you do not like your 3D, if you don't like your love life or your health or your relationships or your job or your any, you need to look at your auras. Your auras and your chakras are running the show. This is what's communicating to the 3D. You may think that you're this, right? You're trying to manifest that true love and you're like, I'm healed, I am ready for the love, but you don't see it. Why don't you see it? You don't see it because your auras aren't properly healed. You're still holding on to trauma. So this is what's communicating to the universe that you're not ready. You're not ready for the love. You may think that you are, but the only way that you will know that you are is if you see it in your 3D. You cannot be a vibrational match to that which you can to the things that you just wish. You have to be a vibrational match to the things that you desire in order for you to see it in the reality. Okay, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button for me. Okay, that'll really help me. I really appreciate it. So this right here, this is a 62-year-old. Okay, this is with them before they started healing on their diabetes, healing their aura. They had diabetes and neurological problems. Okay, so they started working on their healing, and this is what they look like after. Okay, so this stuff isn't a joke. I'm not just talking about this stuff for no reason. I'm letting you know that each of your chakras, each of your auras are connected to a specific aspect of your body. Right? And so we just went through the root. We just went through the sacral. Now we're going to the solar. Okay, so listen up. The solar chakra is connected to the what? The mental body aura. So this means that whatever traumas you experience in this aura is going to have a direct influence on that solar plexus chakra. Okay, so your solar plexus, what does it govern? It governs your self-worth, your willpower, your identity, your confidence. So look around right now in your life. Are you lacking any of these? Are you pursuing your goals? Are you pursuing your dreams? Right? How do you feel about your life? What are you doing in your life? See, this is having an effect on your self-worth, your willpower, your identity, and all of that. So how can you produce a beautiful love if you don't feel worthy of having it? How can you produce that financial stability if you don't feel worthy of having it? We've got to pay attention to our chakras. We've got to pay attention to our auras, okay? Everybody on here right now, please hit that thumbs up button. Okay, there's a thumbs up button on your screen. Make sure you tap that for me really quickly. That's really going to help me. Okay, I'm giving you guys some information that's going to help you. You guys can reciprocate the energy by just hitting that thumbs up. Thank you so much for that, darling. Thank you so much. Okay, all right, so there's a lot more people. We can all hit that thumbs up. We can all hit that thumbs up. Okay, let's talk about this solar plexus chakra. Okay, now if you've ever been criticized, bullied, if you had controlling parents, if you were failure shamed, if you dealt with perfectionism pressure, thank you so much for that thumbs up, baby. If you deal with emotional abuse or dealt with it, or constant comparison, thank you so much for that thumbs up, sweetie pie. If you deal with conditional love, how many of you guys had to deal with conditional love? If you do this, then I love you. If you don't do this, I don't love you, type of stuff, right? If you felt like you weren't heard, if you dealt with over responsibility as a child, did you guys know this stuff is having an impact on who you are right now? Oh, yeah. If you were blamed often, if you dealt with authoritarian parenting, if you were shamed for your mistakes, how many of you guys were shamed, right? You dealt with just messing up and you had to be shamed for that, right? If you dealt with lack of encouragement, or if you were gaslit, I want to let you know that that's causing a imbalance in your solar plexus chakra. Remember, this is the information that's being communicated to the universe. not just your affirmations. A lot of us are saying affirmations, but we're not seeing the results. Why? Because your chakras and your auras, your nervous system, this is what's communicating to the 3D, to the universe. And then you get a 3D that is mirrored back to you. So look at your life right now. Your love life, your health, your financial stability, your lifestyle. All of that is being governed by your chakras, your nervous system, and aura. That's why we're here. Because if you don't like it, we need to come here. Okay? Is this making sense to you guys? Is this making sense to you guys? Let me know in the comments, okay? So if your solar plexus is out of alignment, then guess what? You're dealing with low self-worth. You're doing a lot of overthinking. If you are an overthinker, your solar plexus is out of alignment. Anger issues, solar plexus is out of alignment. Fear of failure, people pleasing, okay? Difficulty making decisions, lack of confidence. If you deal with power struggles, self-sabotage, control issues, yes, you are dealing with an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. Okay. And we want to help you with that because this is where you're going to see your life change. You're going to see yourself pursuing your goals and pursuing that relationship and going after that lifestyle that you want. See, the solar plexus governs your willpower. It governs your confidence. And if you're imbalanced here, this is why you're not pursuing your dreams and goals like you want. Okay? All right. If you deal with digestive issues, ulcers, liver problems, gallbladder issues, diabetes, stomach pain, acid reflux, chronic fatigue, muscle tension, metabolism imbalance, guess what? Your solar plexus is out of alignment. Out of alignment, guys. Okay? So this is not a joke. This is not a joke. We've got to take this stuff seriously because your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, your spirituality, all of this is being affected by your chakras and nervous system. Okay? Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you so much. I thank you in advance. Okay? Ooh, let's get to the heart chakra. When I work with clients, a lot of them think that their heart chakra is out of alignment. They're like, oh my gosh, my heart, my throat is out of alignment. They automatically guess those two. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. It's very important for you to know the exact like status, I should say, the overall health of your auras and your chakras, because again, this is what's running the show, right? So what I do is I do bioscans on my clients. I provide a bioscan bundle, and in that bundle, we have trauma reports. You get 4 trauma reports, you get a chakra report, and you get a meridians report. Okay, but that's not the star of the show. Okay, of course, those reports are going to be helpful because the trauma reports are going to show us where the trauma is sitting in our body. It's going to tell us what traumas we're dealing with, and it's going to give us some recommendations and suggestions. But the star of the show is being able to have the corrective frequencies for our bodies. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, let me show you. Let me go back to the auras. Okay, right here, this is an unhealed body, and this is a healed body. The way that we begin healing our traumas and our auras and our chakras is through frequency. Okay, I help my clients with frequency, not the general frequencies that you get on YouTube, right? A lot of you guys are listening to the solfeggio frequencies, 714-396, all of that. But we want personalized notes for our body. This is next level healing. This is where you're going to see your 3D shift rapidly. Why? Because these frequencies that are made for your body are basically going and plugging all of your traumas that's sitting in your aura. Remember, your auras, your chakras, your nervous system is what's communicating to the universe and reflecting back to you in the 3D. So if you don't like your 3D, you need to start healing your chakras and auras. Where's Cash? still? Okay. All right. Okay, so we have here, oh, the heart chakra. Oh, and this is how I help you heal. Sorry, my husband walked in and caught me. Got me a little off. Okay, so I help my clients with frequency. You guys right now are listening to my personalized frequencies, right? So let me take you to my board. See, right here, I'm usually at my whiteboard, and I've drawn the auras here. This is someone with traumas sitting in their auras. This is what your auras are supposed to look like. They're supposed to be strong and healthy, okay? But when you have holes in your auras from the trauma, this causes a problem because this reflects to the universe, communicates to the universe specific information, the lack, the hurt, the pain. This is what's being communicated. So we need to heal this. So we create personalized healing frequencies that bypass all of the issues, okay? They bypass all of the limiting beliefs and the thinking that you're doing. It goes right to the body and it plugs your issues, okay? It plugs your traumas, okay? All right? And so we get the personalized frequencies through the technology. The technology is what's going to produce, okay, the corrective notes for you. So when you get your instrument from the bioscan bundle, your frequencies are going to be different from mine. Okay. Yours are going to be different from mine. Okay. All right. So this is a way to rapidly heal. As you can see, it is rotating through my frequencies. Okay. So we're going to get back to the heart chakra. I'm going to end with that one this morning because I got to get the little one to school. My husband had to leave early today. So let's go through the heart chakra. Okay. The heart chakra is connected to the astral body aura. It's green in color. Okay. And so it's connected to your compassion, forgiveness, relationships, balance in your life. That's all connected. So if you've ever lost a loved one, been abandoned, dealt with divorce, betrayal, heartbreak, rejection, emotional neglect, unrequited love, grief, loss of a parent, loss of a pet, unforgiveness, lack of affection, toxic relationships, overgiving or isolation, your heart chakra may be out of alignment. Okay? And you will know because if you are emotionally numb, bitter, if you fear love, if you have difficulty forgiving, if you are codependent, if you deal with jealousy, lack of compassion, loneliness, fear of intimacy, if you are closed-hearted, this is going to cause an imbalance in your heart chakra. Okay? If you have heart disease, asthma, lung issues, chest pain, high blood pressure, circulatory issues, upper back pain, shoulder tension, poor immunity, breathing issues, then your heart chakra is out of alignment, okay? Heart chakra is out of alignment, okay? Now, again, we want to know the overall health of our chakras and auras, okay? And if you want to stop guessing and really figure out what's going on within you, you want to tap on that link in my description. And when you tap on that, you want to click here. It says heal and get a bioscan, right? And as you can see right here, this bioscan bundle regular price is $200. Right now, while I'm on the live, it is $111. Okay. All right. So this bundle, and I never really take it this low, guys. So this bundle includes everything you need in order to start transforming your life. You do not need a Zoom or an appointment. You get 4 trauma reports. You get a meridians report, a chakras report, and you get the frequency instrument. This is how you're going to learn to maintain the frequency of already having. A lot of you guys are not keeping your manifestations because you're not maintaining your vibration, okay? So let me let you guys hear, okay, what people are saying about the bioscans, just so you know. All right. And you don't want to take my word for it. I want you guys to really, really, really understand. Sorry, when you come here on this page, you're going to see an 11-minute video. It is back-to-back reviews. Let's see what people are saying. We're just going to see a couple people have they have scanned their children, they have scanned themselves. Let's see what people are saying really quickly.
My name is Mercedes, and I just had one of the best awakenings ever with Nikki. She has definitely given me tools that's going to help me not only heal but accelerate in life. I suggest anybody to get the bioscans done. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything just to know who you are as a person, where you're going, and how you can heal from those things that you may have thought you healed from. The service was definitely a 10 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend her to anybody.
So my name's Kristen. I had a bioscan tonight. I also had one of my two children who are 15 and 13. Everything that I went over with Nikki is very accurate. For my own self, speaking on the things that I know about, um, I know that a lot of those things need to change, and I know that a lot of those things that she talked to me about, I'm working on. So I'm very excited to continue to make those better for myself. And as far as my children, those seemed accurate too, and I'm very excited about getting them listening to the music and trying to help them with the issues that they're having.
Yeah. You guys, these are back to back. I mean, it's 11 minutes long. All right.
I just completed my session with Nikki and we did the bioscan, and I cannot begin to express how surprised, shocked, and revolutionary this whole session was. It completely opened my eyes to all my blind spots, things that I didn't even knew were affecting me, were highlighted in this whole session. And Nikki was the most gentle, safe space for me to unpack all of this. And she has shown just in this session already so many great tools and tricks for me to utilize to help myself in my transformation journey. So I'm very thankful and grateful that I found her, and I highly recommend doing this for yourself.
Yes. Now they got the bioscan consultation, right? The full ascension pathway. That's where you meet with me and I scan you in real time and I give you access to my mentorship program with class replays. So it's an amazing community. We love, love, love our bi-weekly classes. We love the guest speakers that come in. Last class we did a breath workshop. A couple of weeks ago we had a life coach come in, a spiritual coach, and teach you guys about Kairos timing. We've had a Reiki master in there. We've had relationship counselors in it. We have a good time in the community. So if you are looking for a reasonable, right, mentorship program, this would be the option for you, tier two, and that does include the consultation, right? Again, the purpose of getting the bioscan bundle is so that you can stop feeling stuck. You can work through your healing, but you're gonna be propelling, right? You're going to be rapidly healing. Personalized frequencies. See, when it comes to healing, healing isn't a time game. It isn't time. You don't need years and years and years to heal. What you need is it's a frequency game. So you need to shift, okay? It's a frequency game that we're playing, right? That's why I create I have this service because I want to help people heal rapidly, right? And so the quickest way to heal your frequency is through frequency. Personalized frequencies made for your body. And these are mine, okay? And when you get your reports, it's going to tell you which notes you need to listen to, which will then be generated in the technology, okay? That is a one-time price and you get lifetime access. All right. If you are interested, the link is in the description. I'll be back on later today. We stopped at the heart today. We'll complete the other chakras. I got to get the little one to school, right? I love you guys so much. much. Bye.